Hey, and we're live, ladies and germs. And no, you're not seeing things. This is me in Fallout 76. Yeah, my camera, my webcam is kind of went kaput. So, not going to have a webcam for the time being. But I figured, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just use Fallout 76 as my avatar for the time being until I get a new webcam, which hopefully won't take that damn long. But yeah, I got 3 live streams here today, 2 fuel reviews and burnt rubber. So it should be pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's do an intro. This video is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Stay tuned until after the video to learn how you can save 10% off of your order. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, and welcome to today's, well, kind of weird episode of the fuel. As you can see, I'm in my donut seat in Fallout 76 because my primary camera, my webcam, has kind of bitten the dust. So yeah, let me see if I can adjust the YouTube chat a little bit. Let me see what that does. Refresh. Alright, that should work, I guess. Interesting perspective. Yeah, a little bit. It's a new overlay, first of all, because I got a fuel can on the right side, which should, I mean, the name of this show is The Fuel, so, I mean, that should be obvious, but that's where I'm going to put the YouTube chat. I just had to adjust it a little bit, but it looks like it's working pretty good. But, anywho, and you know what? I forgot to grab my fucking notebook. Give me 1 second. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of weird, not having to look into a camera, which is what I usually have to do, but I don't have a webcam at the moment because mine has bitten the dust, so I need to get a new one. But anywho, for this episode, and I've got another one later on today of the fuel, we're going to be reviewing the Mobil 1 12 hours of Sebring, which took place 2 Saturdays ago. I realize this review is coming a little bit late, but I've been sick the past couple days, so it's one of the reasons why you haven't really seen very much content on this channel recently, because I've just not been feeling very good. But it's a new week, and got some interesting things coming up, hopefully soon. But let's go ahead and get into the review. Whoops, as I move the camera a little bit. But anyways, the 2025 Mobil 1 12 hours of Sebring. Overall, this was an alright race. It wasn't the greatest race in the world, but it was alright. But anyway, let's get into it. So, the number 24 of Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing, they start from the overall pole in their BMW. Oh, shit. Excuse me. So you get to the start of the race. There were big lockups in the LMP2s. Number 13 AWA Corvette spins in turn 4 after getting a tap from the 70 car. Let's see. Felipe Nasser in the number 7 Penske Porsche shows up to second in GTP. Of course, going for the Daytona 36 sweep, winning the Rolex 24 and the 12 hours of Sebring. We have our first caution when the number 18 and 88 get together, with the 18 getting stuck in the grass, and it causes a full course yellow. Ugh. And the pole sitter, which was the number 24 of Vanthor, he was penalized for changing lanes before the starting line, which you are not allowed to do. So as a result, Felipe Nasser inherits the race lead. So the number 11 in LMP2 was already out to a 7.5 second lead in class. So yeah, the number 6 and 7 Penske's running 1-2 early on. I think it's Dan Knox and number 80 GTD car was off in the grass in turn 10. So, and then here was a controversial thing that happened. The number 023 GTD Ferrari of Charles Scardina goes off into the concrete barrier over at turn 13 after perhaps getting a bump from Ricky Taylor, which caused the caution. Several cars came in for service under this yellow, and it was a stop plus 60 penalty for Ricky Taylor in the 10 for contact with the 023, which is what you see in the thumbnail for this video. But as it turned out, when you look at it from the onboard perspective, Ricky Taylor never touched Scardina. Needless to say, the 10 team was extremely unhappy with the officials. So that's a botched penalty call. Yeah, it really seems like the officiating nowadays in every sport is pretty fucking garbage. I mean, apparently in the Ohio State-Wisconsin women's hockey championship game yesterday, there was some questionable calls that went in Wisconsin's favor, which ended with them winning the national championship. So, yeah, officiating right now in all sports just fucking sucks ass. I mean, the officiating needs to tighten the fuck up, because this is getting to the point of embarrassment. But anyway, so we have a GTD Pro battle for the lead. Excuse me for the yawning. Between the front 7 cars. and it was between Rexy, which was actually had a little bit of controversy before the 12-hour. They basically put out a statement saying that you can copy some aspects of our livery. It's just be careful putting it on your own car, like the whole livery, because it is copyrighted, and they did get some flack for it. But it's like it's really a nothing burger. Like it really is, and I think people were just getting their panties in a bunch over nothing. You know. So, but that's race fans for you. But Rexy, the number one BMW, and the Team Corvette cars in hour 2 were having a great battle for the GTD Pro lead. Then we have our third caution. The number 18 LMP2 car was into the tire barriers at Sunset, and the left front was completely destroyed. There were several cars that missed Sunset, which is the last turn at Sebring, which is a very unorthodox turn to say the least. Verhagen in the number 1 BMW gets by Rexy on the restart to take the lead in GTD Pro. Then we have our next caution when the number 99 of PJ Hyatt sits destroyed in turn 1 after contact with the 57. And then 2 more cars got together further down the track, which was pretty interesting. So that resulted in our 4th caution of the race. So we had pit stops for the front runners. The number 14 GTD Pro car on pit road with front end damage and possibly a broken front toe link. Rexy retakes the GTD Pro lead from the number 1 BMW in hour 3. Hour 4 was incredibly boring. Like literally nothing happened. The number 3 Corvette had a tire pressure sensor issue, which was why they were almost a minute back because they had to get that fixed. So yeah, hour 4, boring as shit. James Hinchcliffe actually suffered his car basically smashing his left foot when the jack dropped. And these cars are not exactly light, so yeah, that had to smart. Then we had our 5th caution when the number 40 Cadillac Racing Machine goes into the tire barrier at Sunset after a possible brake lockup. So that's another crash at Sunset. They were able to get it back going again, but they had a stop and go plus 60 for doing more than just emergency service. You can only do typical emergency service, like get enough fuel into the car, fix damage and all that stuff, but they did a lot more than that. The 31 Cadillac of Bamber gets by the 60 of this is Braun for the race lead, which was our first pure lead change of this race overall anyway. And the left front tire goes flat on a number 78 GTD car driven by Parker Kligerman at the time, so he was racing in Sebring, and he was actually quite enjoying it. And what sucks about the 78 is that they were actually in contention to win the GTD race at that point. The number 11 of McElroy gets spun in Sunset after the 88 tank slaps and gets into the 11. The number 48 of Crone gets by the number 4 of Milder for 3rd in GTD Pro in the back half of hour number 7. And the leader of GTD, the number 32 car driven by Coach, suffers a driveline failure with just over 5 hours remaining. Ouch. Having a mechanical failure while leading, that sucks big time. The 21 GTD car had some sort of mechanical issue as well. And then we had another caution, which was number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number 27 GTD car spins in Sunset, but eventually gets back going. But the yellow comes out anyway. Not really sure that was needed. There's contact on pit road between the 60 and one of the BMWs, which actually turned out to be the 24. And it caused major damage to both cars, which pretty much put them out of contention for the win. Number 85 in GTP was changing the left front brake. That was a 4+ hour green flag run, by the way. That was a long green flag run. Then we had another caution Caution number 7, the 88 in LMP2 crashes hard at the excess sunset after running wide and hitting the tire barrier. That car was pretty much toast. So, Vesti in the number 31, who's now in the 31, is trying to hold the 2 Penske Porsches back for the overall lead. The number 48 of Paul Miller Racing passes the 65 Mustang to take the GTD Pro lead. The 021 with front end damage, possibly from contact with the 78 car in GTD. So, 2.5 hours remaining, and we're now into the nighttime portion of the race. Rexy in the number 1 of Snow battling for third in GTD Pro, while the 64 Ford is right behind them. And then Nick Tandy gets by the number 31 of Vesti to take the overall lead down the backstretch with just over 2 hours remaining. And then the number 6 of Jamnay gets by the 31 of Bamber for second overall with 1 3/4 hours remaining. Then you have the 04 CrowdStrike Racing car, now under pressure from Sebastian Bourdais of Tower Motorsports for the LMP2 lead. Haven't really mentioned LMP2 all that much because the 04 had pretty much been dominating most of this race, usually by a huge margin. That would come undone at the end of this race. Number 8 jumps the 04 on the pit stop cycle with less than 90 minutes to go. The 021 continuing to have its race be absolutely fucked with electrical issues now. Number 57 of LS for Windward Racing challenges the number 34 Conquest Racing car of Sarah for the second spot with 75 minutes to go. I believe that was in GTD. Rexy gets the lead in GTD Pro with 68 minutes left, and the number 57 of LS tries to challenge the 12 of Hawksworth for the lead in GTD, but the 12 comes in for service. Then Ellis gets out ahead of Hawksworth, but was on cold tires and couldn't hold the 12 off. And then the 04 CrowdStrike car recatches the 8 Tower car Bourdais for the lead of LMP2. And then we have our 8th and final caution of the race with less than an hour remaining for a tire carcass that came off the number 80 car down the back stretch. I mean, it might seem silly to throw a debris yellow, but I mean, it's a huge tire carcass, and it was right in the middle of the back stretch, and it was now nighttime, meaning that it was incredibly hard to see. And hitting that at full speed while going down the back stretch would probably destroy the front end of each and every one of these cars. So the restart comes with 32 minutes to go. The number 22 of Paul DeResta spins and crashes going into turn 1 under another car. But gets back going, but the rear wing is destroyed. The number 93 MSR car closes in on the number 6 Penske for second overall. But the real battle that was going on late in the race was the GTD battle for the win between Hawksworth and Ellis. And then, not too long for the end of the race, that Ellis nudges Hawksworth out of the way for the GTD lead. And then the 04 Jacobson gets into the number 13 while he was in the lead and got into the 13, which is a different class, and gets a drive-through penalty from the LMP2 lead. Brutal. And that was pretty much it. And there was one other thing I forgot to add on to OBS for the Fuel live stream because I just put it in for this computer and I just now remembered it, and it's just like, well, fuck. But the number 7 Penske Porsche team completes the Florida 36 sweep in GTP. The LMP2 winner ended up being the number 43 Europol team. So big win for them. GTD Pro winner was the number 77 AO Racing Machine, Rexy. And the GTD winner was the number 57 for Winwood Racing. And that is what happened in the Mobil 1 12 hours of Sebring. So, guess that comes down to the final rating now, which I have now put on. So, my final rating for this race, I mean, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't the greatest race in the world, but there were some pretty good battles, some pretty good strategy. I was kind of hovering between a 5 and a 6 for this one. But the GTD battle for the win, I think, really elevated it a little bit because it was a pretty hotly contested battle. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a. It's not a strong 6, but I'll give it a 6. On the field, 6 out of 10 for the Mobil 1 12 hours of Sebring. It's not a strong 6, but it's a 6. So there you go. So the next race I'm going to be reviewing here in a couple hours. I don't know exactly when, probably around 4:30, I would say. Will be the 2025 Thermal Club IndyCar Grand Prix, and oh boy, do I have some shit to get off my chest for that one. But yeah, I gotta do this now. I gotta do this while the live stream is going on, so this will be interesting. But thank you very much for watching this edition of The Fuel. And until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. And I apologize for this next part being a little wonky. Alright, I finally got it done. I apologize for that, because I really should have thought of that before I did the freaking review to start, but we're ready to go. Or, wait. Alright, now we're ready to go. God. This is what I get for hurrying in shit. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this edition of The Fuel. And until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan letting you know that tonight's video was sponsored by Reaper Apparel Company. By clicking on the affiliate link down below in the description box, you'll be able to browse through many of their different wares, such as hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and other cool items. When you place an order and you go to checkout, be sure to type in the code PackerMan and you'll be able to save 10% off of your order. Reaper Apparel Company. Apparel to die for. Hey ladies and germs, just want to say thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also check out my other channels, Isaac the Survivalist and Our Honor Defend Archives, if you're a Buckeye fan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.